Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Let's take another look here at SUI, see what's going on. As we can see, not looking so great. Keep retesting that local one-day high closure. Basically, that's a previous resistance turned into a potential support at approximately 355. So we'll take a look at that and see what that means for us here today. If you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. Help the channel grow. Hit the like button, comment below every single time you watch the videos. Really appreciate you doing that. I've also got a Trading Academy community and signals group, and we do use Bitunix. There's a phenomenal promotion going on right now. Be sure to check that out, link down below. So when we look at liquidation, 350, I talked about this yesterday and the day before. That's that little area there that is heavily contested, but also more likely to get hit here hard. So be very, very careful, trying to buy the dip here, so to speak, because as you continue to work yourself into a lower high pattern and parallel lows, the likelihood of breaking down is much higher because we derived originally from the upside. Okay, so I'll show you on the charts what I mean by that, but that's not a good pattern here so far. While you don't ever trade patterns exclusively, if there's other considerations for confluence, things that also inhibit the price action to continue in that same direction, then it's a pattern worth trading. Okay, so try to be careful. A lot of folks will trade patterns solely based on them being a pattern, and it's completely contradictory to the overall trend. Okay, the trend right now for SUI is down. We want to presume that it's going to continue until it doesn't, and I'll show you on the charts what that would look like in invalidation. But liquidation delta here is at about 1.5 billion to the downside, so we have tremendously more shorts than longs in the market right now, therefore reinforcing you don't take a long. Okay, a lot of this could be something to do with the fact that SUI was hacked, or there was a hack on one of the networks there. However you want to word it, that was not positive, and that's causing the price to pull back, concurrent with Bitcoin also retracing somewhat. But most altcoins are recovering, and SUI is not. So there's definitely it's a bit of an outlier here. All that being said, there's a lot more open interest above the price action, but locally here, 340, that rough estimate of 340 is a good consideration for dollar cost average, or just in general, that's roughly an area in which we may see some support if we lose this local bottom here. So let's take a quick look at the daily time frame, work our way down. Recognize that we're under the 20-day SMA, but over the 200. There's a lot of support in that 340 range, including the 200-day SMA, right? So just keep that in mind. We also want to recognize too that there's mostly divergences here on the daily time frame. So it's important to recognize that that's not a good sign. You don't want to just try to buy the dip because it's a dip. Keep in mind also though, local highs, this previous one-day high close, we had about 7 days in a row the price wouldn't cross that. We're retesting that level now. There is a decent chance that level could hold. Okay, so all the more reason to be careful in how you trade. Don't just FOMO in, but if you want to consider a trade at this support here, I wouldn't fault you for it. It makes sense, but a lot of it hinges on Bitcoin maintaining its range, going higher. If Bitcoin even sneezes to the downside, I think SUI is going to drop. So be very careful. We're kind of on a razor's edge right now. As you can kind of see here, this drop of approximately 8 to 10% was the same correction for Bitcoin, only Bitcoin is a 3% move. So not a good combination. 4-hour time frame, we're over the 200 SMA still. Yes, that's great. Whoop-de-doo though, honestly. People will probably say that, oh, we're at the 200 SMA, you got to buy. That's not how you do it. It's simply just letting us know we're still trending positively, but all the important ones have shifted momentum, letting us know that we have a lot of resistance above us. So we do see 390 again. That would be a solid consideration for a short. But the most important thing here to recognize is that we have every single indicator here is diverging. Okay, there's not a single thing here on the time frame minus the 200 SMA telling us we're going to go up. Okay, so please don't attach yourself to just one little thing because it's your favorite indicator and it's worked for you a couple of times. I have to be cruel and kind of talk like that because some people seem to recognize that or they fail to recognize that we're in a descending trend right now, folks. We're making lower highs, lower lows until that momentum shifts. It's not really good consideration for a long. Okay, so I'll update our playout chart here. That'll be available on our Twitter X account. But between now and then, I don't necessarily recommend a long. There's nothing here telling us you should do that, at least responsibly. And for the most part, it's important to recognize that trading responsibly is the foundation of being a good trader. Okay, so I try to reiterate that and reaffirm that. So if you want that for yourself, join us over on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord, or more specifically, join us on our premium groups. I do have basically a good group of community members here that's available on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. There's actually some really cool traders over here. So check it out when you get a chance. It's a lot of fun. But I hope you have a good one. Thanks again so much for your time. Be sure to check out Bitunix too, folks, before you leave. I look forward to working with you. Have a good rest of your day. Thanks for your time. Take care.